Well, hello. I'm coming to you guys today with my first installment of I want to make that card, but I don't have that ... In this case, I want to recreate a card that Cathy Zielske did on a YouTube that I watched of hers, and it just got stuck in my head. You know those cards like, oh my gosh, I really want to make that, but I don't have any of it. And okay, do I want to really buy it? Do I, it's one of those things. So I'm like, okay, and it's stuck in my head that, wait a minute, maybe I wonder if I have stuff that I can come close to it, and so it put a little bug in my head, and that's when I started thinking, wait a minute, maybe I could do this in a video and show people that you, even if you can't for whatever reason buy what is being depicted, but you can probably come close to making something, using that as an inspiration to make something of your own creation using what you've got, because we are always buying a bunch of stuff. I mean, trust me, I know I'm just a little bit of a stamp, die, paper hoarder. Just a tiny little bit, not much. Yeah, right. But I wanted to come with you guys. So I saw Cathy do a little tiny little Santa Claus, and she does, if you've watched her, she does clean and simple and amazing, and it has an impact. I'm going to link you down below to that video so that you can go watch her card, because and she's adorable. I love watching her. She's just an amazing thing. So but I'm going to try to do my take on her card with what I had. Interesting, and she did this really fabulous 3D embossing folder that's really cool. I believe it's a Simon Says. I am not sure. I'll look. No matter what I'm going to do also is link her supplies down below as well, so that if you like how she did it, then you can get the supplies yourself. If you like how I did it, I'll link my, where I got my supplies down below as well. And if not, guys, the point of this video is not for you to go shopping per se, but to see what you've got. Shop in your own supplies and see and do your take on it. So in this case, I wanted to find, it's a Santa Claus with an embossed background. And it just happens that just recently in one of my hauls, I bought this. I should have left it in its plastic, but this 3D embossing folder with the ant on it. From Hobby Lobby. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, but obviously you can probably get it online as well. But if you're going to try to do Hobby Lobby, guys, don't forget every other week, and we're going into next week, is the week that dies and embossing folders are 40% off. So I'm all about saving a buck, okay? So that I'm using the this one, my embossing folder, as the background for the card. And then this is a kit from Diamond Press that I got, and it's one of those, I'm gonna make it, yay, I want to do this, and then it sits there waiting for me to get around to it. Guess what, guys? I got around to it, because therein lies this little tiny Santa. So there's my little Santa. So I've got, let's see now. So let's get to it. Let's start making this card. So I already got a lot of my pieces already pre-cut. I've got my A2 card base. So this is going to be done on an A2 card base. I already scored it. And you know how I am. If I'm going to make one, let's make 2 or 4 or, well, no matter what, I had to cut up a couple of pieces of paper to do this, so let's make it work. So I know that for the embossed panel, I was going to cut 4 up, so why not make 4 cards, right? I'll only make 1 for the video, but ultimately that's the evil plan, is I'll have extra. So I've got my A2 card bases. I've already got 4 panels that are going to be embossed, and I cut them down just basically 4 1/4 to 5 1/2. I will be cutting them down further, and you got a widget I cut it down to my estimate of how she did it, but I forgot that I cut it pre-embossing, and when you emboss, especially in a 3D, it fidgets with the oh my gosh, the paper, it takes it up. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just cut it. It's a little wasteful of paper. Oh my Lord, it's like I have plenty of paper, and it's not like I don't think anybody's going to run out of white paper anytime in the near future right now. So so I went ahead and cut it up, and I'm not going to worry about it. I can buy more. I'm going to, the embossing folder, we're pulling out Old Faithful because it's the one I can do my 3D embossing. And I know that a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, she has this ancient Big Shot. Right. And why not? I've had this thing for 10 years. Why not continue using it? Why, that doesn't mean that a new machine is not coming, because I have ordered the, oh my goodness, the new Platinum and Teal. But meanwhile, Old Faithful is here, and she will stay. I will never get rid of Old Faithful. She's peeling up here. But she's, when especially with 3D folders, forget it. I don't have to think out how to make the sandwich. I know how she flows. So I got her down. So I'm going to grab my cardstock. This is Hobby Lobby, the heavyweight cardstock. So it comes out. This is the cardstock I have. It says heavyweight. It doesn't tell me the poundage. So I think it's about 80. It's about 80 pounds, maybe. I don't think it's 110, but it's heavier than like the thinner, cheaper, let's say like Recollections that you'll get. But what I do is, I'm gonna do it in the side because I don't want to spray right here, but I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 zips of mist so you can hear it. And just to moisten it up to make the fibers more pliable. And then we're going to go ahead and put it inside my embossing folder. And it's not like it's going to go off the edge. But we're going to trim this puppy down, so it's not a big deal. And then let me, run this through real quick, and let me not be a dingleberry. Hello. With the Big Shot, it is just the platform, tab 1 if you have an old one like I do, and just one of my cutting boards of these. And I've had these forever, these cutting plates. Oh my gosh, forever and a day. You can tell they're getting ready for me to have to try to straighten them out and get all that paper out of them. And look at that. This embossing folder is breathtaking. I want to say that right now it has gone to the front of the line as far as favorite embossing folder status. I'm absolutely in love with this folder. So and I just love it. So I already have, I'm like, okay, this is not the only card I'm going to do with this embossing folder. I'm going to have to come up with other stuff. So you're going to see this turn up more than once in this Christmas season. It is just, it's stunning. I can't help it. Anyway, give me a sec. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to emboss the other three panels and cut them down, and then I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. So now I've got 4 panels embossed, because if one is good, 4 is better. So I've got these 4 already all embossed, and I loved how she did her card with the wider, what do you want to call it, edge or a margin. We usually either take it right to the edge or just a little smidgen. No, to me it gives it a little bit more focus. So I'm cutting my panel down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. So top to bottom, it doesn't really matter which way I go, but on the sides I do, because it went off the edge on both sides. So on this side I'm going to take off just a smidgen. Whoop, come here. There we go. And then I'm going to turn it around and then get it to 3.5. And that's going to give me my size. So let me go a little bit slower. There we go. So there I have my panel. You see on my A2 card base, see, I'm going to have a nice even edge all around. So give me a second. I'm going to cut the other 3 down and I'll be right back. So now I've got 4 card bases and 4, exquisitely embossed panels. So now I'm just going to do one for you on camera, and then I'm going to do the rest off camera. This is something I can do really quickly, and then we're going to move on to coloring, which, oh, I'm so excited. Kind of, sort of. I am not by any stretch of the imagination the best colorist. I'm like, I probably take the booby prize. But this is such a cute, simple one that, in my opinion, it's not a project that you have to like, oh my gosh, go crazy. And how is my shading and all of that. I want this to have that kind of very basic, almost cartoony, because that's what I can do. That's what my ability is. So in this one thing, I don't feel like I need to measure up to anyone. It is my card. It is the beauty of the handcrafted item. And there, so this now panel is down, so I can go ahead and do my other 4 panels. All right, with my panels already done, I have them right here. And what I did with the scraps is when I trimmed it down, I've put one on the inside. So you can always use your scraps, and that just kind of like ties it in, and it adds a little bit of interest on the inside of the card. So I wanted to tell you guys, no, you know, always make use of your scraps wherever you can and plot your cutting out in that way. So anyway, I'm ready now to stamp my Santa Claus. So I've already started to pull these out. This is from my diamond press. This is a kit. It's the little treat. And no, it's not the treat, but it's the card. It's the gift card holder, which doesn't mean, you know, shoot, this would be something I could put on the inside of the card too. But I wanted, my biggest interest right now in the immediate is Mr. Santa Claus here. But before I start breaking these out, I'm going to do my, you know, you guys have seen me do time and time again, is first I'd make the flap so that way I can keep the panel, the excuse me, my stamps on the back panel, the protective panel on the back all together, and I don't have to be relining it up or anything. So that's just an easy, this is just a little trick. I wish I now could remember who I saw do this first. This is not my genius idea. Needless to say, I saw it on YouTube, so we could say, as seen on YouTube. But it's a great idea. So I do this to all of my stamps now as I start using them up. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside, and we're going to pull out my Santa. And we're going to pull out, I keep saying I'm going to clean my Misty because it is just really, really, blech. I'm very, very ashamed. I should be. And I'm missing a magnet. Is it like on the back? No, so I must have, I don't know where it is. But I'm going to grab, this is, you know, your basic Nina paper, but I'm going to stamp multiple Santas on this because obviously I have 4 cards, so I have to make 4 Santas, but we are only going to do one here right now. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put him, there's oh, look, imagine that, a cat hair. You know, I'm kind of surprised, and I shouldn't say anything, you know, because that's tantamount to saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, because thing 1 and thing 2 have not, you know, shown up around here, so I don't want to name them. There's a cat hair on the die, I mean the stamp. I can't get it. There we go. Now there's Fuzzlies and there, and now I've gotten that dirty. What the heck? Okay, so problem, we're just gonna, it's kind of like, you know, Alice in Wonderland, clean cup, change, you know, change spots. So there we go. Problem solved. We're just gonna flip our paper over because I don't know what I did, but I want to put it down, but I need to leave me some space because I have the die to cut the Santa. And let me put this up here. I do this with sentiments. I forgot I had not put away the sentiment. That's from my Spellbinders kit. So I'm leaving it here because at least it's safe and attached there, and then I will get it to where it needs to be. Now, for alcohol markers, you can use a million different inks that are alcohol safe. I have a faithful pad of Memento, and Memento works. The Tuxedo Black works great with alcohol inks. You just got to let it dry. So you got to give it a minute or 5. So I'm just going to put on my ink on, and this Santa has like really fine lines. I don't know why I was expecting thicker lines, but we'll just add my ink. And we're going to stamp down. Where's my little rag? There we go. Makes it this part easier. And perfect. Absolutely perfect. So now I am going to change. I have to change the direction of the Santa. That's what I have to do. So let me, give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do these all up, and then I'll be right back and we'll start coloring. So I may have gotten a little bit happy, stamping out Santa Claus because I have twice as many as I have cards, but I figured I'd use up the whole piece of paper that I had cut this way. So here we got it. So we're ready. I'm just going to color one of the Santas because, again, I am not the fastest colorist in the West. I'm going to go ahead, and I've got a combination. I only have a few Copics because I'm not that kind of a colorist yet. So, and I have a friend of mine who is an amazing colorist who says, Myra, just bite it, get the Copics, and you're going to learn your technique, and it'll be worth it. And I might get there, but right now I have a mixture of Spectrum Noirs, and I have some that I just bought, I want to say recently, that's probably earlier in the year, of Diamond Press, and I like them for my speed of coloring, they work just fine. And when I get to that point that I feel like progressing, I'll take it. I'll do it. Right now, I'm not there. And I'm saying this and I'm sharing this with you so that you don't feel bad. You do not have to go to the most expensive first. Start, with training wheels or use what makes you happy. So anyway, we are going to, while I am sitting here yammering away, and I'm sitting here using this is a Spectrum Noir Illustrator from Cherry Red DR3 from one of my Tuesday morning hauls from God only knows how long ago. So I'm just going to color him in, and I actually think I can go with the, because this is big, this space is big enough so that I can go, and I'm being brave because I have a hard time even staying between the lines. And oh, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm wearing the computer glasses again. Oh, much better. Much better. So I am not fast. And I love how people, I watch like Nicole Spohr and Christina Warner, and I can't remember if they moved their paper or not. But I seem to have to do that a lot just to stay inside the lines. And I really want to on this because we're die cutting it. And it's not like die cut on the edge. Although, I may at a future date, try, color them and scan them into the Scan and Cut, because I can make the Scan and cut right to the edge. And then I don't have to worry so much, be so panic stricken about staying inside the lines. And I am just coloring this suit. I am not worrying about shading or anything like that. I just want Santa's suit colored in. I'm just trying to be as careful as I can. And I may take a second as soon as I get this coat done and maybe cut this paper down to half so that I can be closer. I don't know. It just seems like a big piece of paper, and maybe I'm just being silly. Well, yeah, never mind. That goes without saying. I am the mad scrapper after all, but I'm just taking my time here and coloring up the Santa. So I apologize, although I know that a lot of times it's so funny because I see them done. A lot of our beautiful colorists throw it into fast forward mode, and I'm one of those people that makes bananas. I want to see it in lifetime. I don't care how long the flipping video is, because I feel that I will learn better how to color. But then really I'm sure there are colorists out there that actually teach coloring and are on, and I need to find them. I really should. I'll have to, if anybody knows of any, please drop me a line in comments of anybody that you might watch that you're learning coloring from, because I would very much, that does it in real time, because I think that's how you learn technique. So I'm doing so for this one, which will make this video a little bit longer. And there you go. I am sorry, but I know that I am well intentioned in doing this. But if you take your time, and I am somehow miraculously still managing to stay inside the lines. Nobody is more shocked than I am. There we go. But and we're almost done, really. There's just the lovely thing is this guy, Santa is so little that it doesn't take, it's a quick color. And needless to say, I am not coloring in the white. It happens to be white paper. Well, golly gee. And I just realized that I picked the Santa, the one I'm going to color up. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to worry about it, because I picked the one that has the defective boot. You can tell all the other ones, well, that boot. But I just now, in the moment, realized, you ding-a-ling, you're going to color the boots black. You won't be able to tell it. See? That's why I didn't realize that was a Freudian slip. I did that not realizing that, hello, oh wait, I did forget his pants, that it's not going to matter. So that's why I picked it, to come to the realization that I'm a ding-a-ling. And there you go. And so there is something you can keep in mind in these mistakes. Remember, there are no mistakes. There are opportunities, or, for creativity or realizations that, yeah, no, that's not a mistake. Get over it. Okay, so now I'm going to color in his little face, and I'm going to go to one of my diamond presses. I'm going to go with this, no, this is Master Touch. This is one of the ones that are carried. I think Hobby Lobby and Recollection and Michaels both carries this brand, I believe. No, I don't think so. I think this is definitely Hobby Lobby. And I'm using Pale Cream 142 for making his little, and you know what? Let me make sure. Let me use a little scrap. Let me test it on a scrap. Yeah, this is the lighter color before I use the wrong one. And I think I'm going to go, oh God, no, that's the one. This has chisel. So I really have to be careful because this is a small space to be doing with a brush. I would have loved to have the one that's got the bullet point. And that is something Cathy Zielske has done. So ladies, if you've not watched her, you should watch Cathy Zielske. She has gone to the point of removing the chisel ends on all of her Copics and replacing up with bullet points. So that is something that it's not cheap, it's not cheap, but she's got an idea there. And I think, is this my color that I'm going to put? I'm going to give him some pseudo rosy cheeks. Yeah, I'm just going to actually this is the one place where I'm actually going to go in and just tap, 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 tap. Right under here gives him a little shading and a little, look of rosy cheeks. So, and we're just going to let it go there and hopefully it'll blend in nicely. And who knows? That would be my first, my first blending. Oh! Okay. Let's not get too excited here. Okay, I'm going to go for my green. This is my Diamond Press green, dark. Why green dark? Why not dark green? Just saying. Because I want that pop of color on this. So I'm doing his little mittens in green. Just to add that. Because this is the only color that's going to be on this card. I plan and I want to make this card all white except for Santa Claus. Everything else will be white. I'm going to be doing a sentiment, and I am doing that all white as well. Why? Because it's my card and I can. It is the beauty of a handcrafted item. So never doubt yourself. Go with what makes you happy. What your whatever it is that speaks to you, because you can only do you. Now let me get my boots done, and now we're going to prove my point about the boots. But I really think that I saved myself a lot of worry when I saved that. And I'm like, it's been bugging me the entire time I stamped all the other Santas. I'm like, I messed up one. I won't be able to use it. Yes, I can. Ding-a-ling. And this one moment, I lucked out. Wahoo kachoo. So there we go. I'm going to get, so see, you can see this colors up pretty quickly. Now I'm going to get brave. God help us all. Because I want to flick a little bit of interest in his beard just to give a little bit of added interest. So, and I tend to be heavy-handed in all things, so I have a hard time with just barely touching it. So let me think. There we go. I just want some delicate little thin flicks in there, and they never turn out the way I want them to, but I just want to put a few in just to give that directional whiskery look, because I can, and because I saw Nicole Spohr do it, and that was really cool. It's like, ooh, I'll have to try that. So okay, let's not get happy, because again, remember I said I have a tendency of being heavy-handed, and I forgot I need to go back in with my black because I have to do his belt. His belt is black. So we're going to go in with the chisel and with this one, with the bullet point, with the bullet. You know what? Hang on a second. This is making me bananas. Let me take a second because I'm not ink blending, so it doesn't matter. My alcohol ink, I can let it dry. And there we go. I'm going to cut these guys apart. I feel better already. So now we have Santa Claus. I want to color his belt in. So now I can come in a little closer and it'll just make me, it's like, I don't know why it's a secure thing. There we go. And I'm just going to go through, but I want to be careful because I'm going to color in that buckle in gold. And I see I have all my stack of all my markers right there, but I don't know how I didn't grab the gold, how the gold did not make it into that pile. So in this, I think is the biggest pain in the butt part is the inside of that buckle, the belt in general. I don't know, and it is. I mean, I found it even harder then a little pant legs there, which is a smaller space. But I want to go in here and maybe I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't have used the brush end better, because it does have a really fine point. And this one, you can tell it's not like really, really pointy. So that would be, I will have to come back with you on that when I color another one of the Santa Clauses. I'll try doing the belt with the brush point and tell you guys how that worked. Okay, so I got my belt, but now I need to find my gold. So give me a second. Let me go find it. I'll be right back. Well, when all else fails, look on the floor. It had rolled. My zig marker had rolled onto the floor. So all I'm going to do is very carefully with my gold zig is just go around and color in that white area to give it that metallic look. And there we go. I did it. Nobody is more shocked than I am that this has worked out. Now, I've got a perfectly colored Santa ready to rock and roll. Well, no. I wanted to add a little more. It's just like, actually, even though he's a pop of color, I wanted him to pop more. So that's why I have pulled out all of my Spectrum Noirs. I've pulled out, I think this one is my clear. And then this one is my red. So I'm going to go in, and I got to be really careful. Let me pull out a piece of tissue just to have it, because what I do not want it to do is for too much to come out. I want it to be sparkly, but sometimes this color comes out like, whoa. And I don't want to take now the time to have to redo it because this came out too fast. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you. At this point, I done good. Look at that. So I stayed beside the lines. Hopefully you can see that. Can you guys see that sparkle? I'm hoping you can. It'll, you know, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to go in now, and now, because if some sparkle is good, more is better. And I talk about, you know, more is not always better. More sometimes is just that more. And this is the white glitter. I want to make sure. And that is it. So now I've got a sparkly, rosy-cheeked Santa Claus. And you can see I left this, I did not sparkle his beard because there are limits to sparkle. But here he is all sparkly. So now we are ready to cut him out. But there we go. Anyway, while I'm sitting here chattering, look, there's our Santa Claus. So I'm just burnishing down. Anyway, here, my foam tape. And now what I want to take a moment is I'm also going to do my sentiment. So I'm a Merry Christmas person. I want Merry Christmas. But this particular set the stamps has season greetings and happy holidays. Not something that I normally stamp. And that's why I'm going to use them, because, you know, what the heck? Why are we discriminating? So I am, and since I have 4 cards, I am going to, actually let me see, where's my Misty's right here. Let's go ahead and do it, because I have a scrap, because that doesn't, since we're not coloring or anything, I'm just using a scrap piece of paper that I have left over. I have quite the stash. But let's stamp this up. So we're going to do really quickly. We're going to do a couple seasons greetings and a couple of happy holidays. That's my evil plan. And I don't care about wasting this paper, so believe it or not, I'm going to go this way, so that I have enough space, and hopefully I can get all 4 out of this little piece of paper. Because it really doesn't matter. If not, then I'll just grab another piece from the bin I have here, scrap paper. And I'm going to, this time I will use VersaFine, because I think my memento needs to be I need to get some a refill for the memento, or a brand new one. I'm not kidding you guys. I've had that pad, I've probably had in excess of 5 years minimum. Probably longer. It might be longer, but where's my little rag? On the floor. Remember, when all else fails, look on the floor. And there we go. One shot. So we got season's greetings, and I will pretty much probably just move my paper. Actually, what I'm going to do is this. We're going to cheat. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to come back in. Now have 4 stamped sentiments, 2 and 2. Now we're going to grab in the die set among, here's my other magnet that attaches itself, is the banner piece that cuts it out. And you know, on that one, Santa's still here because I have to cut out more Santa, so I won't worry right now about putting it back. But now all I have to do is line it up. Oh, good. I was worried about, because this is where I tested the pink out. I go, oh my gosh, what if I didn't leave enough space? And more than anything, when I'm trying to do, it pretty lines up really, really well. I just want to make sure that there's banner piece on each end. And I have, excuse me for that little wiggle, because I have a piece of tape already cut right there. I tend to attach them to wherever is handy. And at this point, it was the armature there. And I have one here, and then I have a piece here. It's a long piece. I like to keep those long pieces long if I can. So we're just gonna, and again, this is like such really expensive washi. Not. I'm just going to grab it and put it on this end. And then I just want to die cut one so you guys can see. And then I will do the rest off camera. We're going to do later on, because this, I don't need these right now. Anyway, I just need the one for our card. Where is my folder? There it is. And just grab that. And we're going to run it through real quick. And see, with the folders, you will know if you have a marquee or you're thinking about it, the folder is going to tell you when it's done. When you're like, oh my God, I can't crank it through, that folder is pretty done. Take a hint. Oh my gosh, look at it. Came right out. Beautiful. Love it. But no, wait, there's more. I have one more thing I want to do with this, because remember, this is all white, you know, a lot of white going on. So I'm going to grab, where's the silver one? Not silver, but the clear one. I am going to go ahead and just use this, and I'm going to sparkle this whole banner piece up. So it'll still be white, but it's going to stand out. It'll have that little bit that'll stand out. And because I inked up with VersaFine, it does really, really well. I don't have the smearage. I can go over, I don't have to worry about that ink. So guys, it's all about the ink. So use your good inks. You know, that VersaFine again is another one that I've had for quite a while. Okay. And that's good to go. So we're going to bring in one of my cards. I'll give that a minute to dry. But guys, we're in the home stretch. We are almost done. So we're ready to put in my Santa Claus. And I'm trying to make sure there's no sparkle. I've not waited long enough, really. But yeah, it's good. That is good enough, because what I need to do real quick is I need to put I have my phone. That works. I'm gonna put this down, not upside down. Uh-oh. Beetle. I have one of my Beetlejuices right around here, so very suspicious. And hang on, I'm going to put Santa down because I need to look at it this way to make sure it is, even though it's a banner, which gives it a little play. There we go. And now comes Santa. I'm going to take my 2 little tapes off right here. And then we just put him down wherever it makes us happy. And that makes us happy. Right here. Right? Is he straight? He's not quite centered, so let me pick him up a minute. Much better. I think I want him a little farther up. These indecisions. A little bit this way. Okay, nope, I probably should have left the mic. I could do this for forever, so let's just let it go. There we go, whomp. There. Problem solved. But we're not done yet. I am not done, because there's always a little room for bling, and because it's such a white card, I love it. This is great as is, but there's always room for just a little bit of bling, So I have here, you know, one of my envelopes of sequins that I've used for shaker bits for the card. So I'm just gonna put a bunch down. I'm only gonna put a few on there. Where is my little bottle? Here it goes. I'm gonna use this one. And let's see, where do I want to go? I'm sorry. I'm going to put one. Do I want to do it right here on the center? Nah, I'm going right here. But I am going to put one on the center here, just because I want to be contrary. Where is my, I was looking when I stopped for a second, I was looking for my this tool. I'm just going to pick these up. I love this, my Maker Forte. This pokey tool, I got this, and that was from HSN from Craft Day. I love it. It has become instantly my favorite. It's pretty. I mean, it has a little blingage on the inside. It is just awesome. Like I said, I am totally obsessed with it. I love it to death. And you know what? Right there. I'm going to put one right there. So I will link you down below because I believe it is still available. I mean, you can either get it from HSN or from Maker Forte, which is also Alexandra from Hedgehog Hollow. Oh my gosh, I love her. I could just listen to her read the phone book and it would be great. She has that wonderful British accent. Sorry. But she's really seriously cool beans. So, but I love, and she was on, it was the first time I'd seen her on HSN. So I'm like, go Alexandra, yay. And I picked up this tool. In fact, I picked up 3 of them. 1 for me and 2 I'm giving as gifts. So it's like, yay. And right there. So it wasn't that expensive. I think this is like, was it $11.95? I could be wrong, but I think it was $11.95. So that's not bad. Okay, there we go. And I was just chattering away, so I didn't even think. I just wanted to only put like 5 because you always do it in odd numbers, in my opinion. Let me put my little rubber nut thingamajigger. There we go. But there you go, guys. It's done. I am so happy. So here it is. I wanted to make that card, but I did not have the embossing folder and the exact Santa that she used, but I made it work with an embossing folder I did have and a Santa I did have, and I put my own spin on it. And that's what you guys can do. So never, when you see something like, oh my gosh, I can't make it, oh, I'm gonna have to buy those things. No, I mean, you can. I mean, I'm the last person on earth that's gonna discourage you from shopping because, you know, I like to do that too. But I also don't want you guys to limit yourselves to thinking, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Look, go through your stash and find stuff. I lucked out. I really did go through my stash. And it wasn't until on a second go through that I caught up with him in one of my kits. You just have to look. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. And you take something from us. If you did, please, guys, go ahead and give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Drop me a note if you're of the notion. And if you want to see more, I'm always going to be coming back. I will come back with more videos because again, it beats talking to myself here. So I will be back. So if you want to see them, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm on. And otherwise, go out there and craft. Let's get cranking, man. We need to get our Christmas cards done, all right? And always, never forget, here in the crafting corner of madness, we're all a little mad here. So let's scrap the madness together, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one. Bye! Now have 4 stamped sentiments, 2 and 2. Now we're going to grab in the die set here's my other magnet that attaches itself is the banner piece that cuts it out. And on that one, Santa's still here because I have to cut out more Santa, so I won't worry right now about putting it back. But now all I have to do is line it up. Oh, good. I was worried about, because this is where I tested the pink out. I go, oh my gosh, what if I didn't leave enough space? And more than anything, when I'm trying to do, it pretty lines up really, really well. I just want to make sure that there's banner piece on each end. Oh my gosh, look at it. Came right out. Beautiful. Love it. But no, wait, there's more. I have one more thing I want to do with this, because remember, this is all white, a lot of white going on. So I'm going to grab, where's the silver one? Not silver, but the clear one. I am going to go ahead and just use this, and I'm going to sparkle this whole banner piece up. So it'll still be white, but it's going to stand out. It'll have that little bit that'll stand out. And because I inked up with VersaFine, it does really, really well. I don't have the smearage. I can go over. I don't have to worry about that ink. So guys, it's all about the ink. So use your good inks. You know, that VersaFine again is another one that I've had for quite a while. Okay. And we are ready to put my card together. Ta-da! So I want to give it a little bit of good spacage. I mean, that works. I mean, really, there's no reason to obsess here. I'm going to put this down, not upside down. Uh-oh. Beetle. I have one of my Beetlejuices right around here, so very suspicious. And all I'm going to do is lay that down, center it. Come on. No, see, it's not centered. And hang on, I'm going to put Santa down because I need to look at it this way to make sure it is. Even though it's a banner, which gives it a little play. There we go. And now comes Santa. I'm going to take my 2 little tapes off right here. And then we just put him down wherever it makes us happy. And that makes us happy. Right here. Right? Is he straight? He's not quite centered, so let me pick him up a minute. Much better. I think I want him a little farther up. Ah, these indecisions. A little bit this way. Okay, nope, I probably should have left him right. I could do this for forever, so let's just let it go. There we go. Whomp. There. Problem solved. But we're not done yet. I am not done because there's always a little room for bling, and because it's such a white card, I love it. This is great as is, but there's always room for just a little bit of bling, So I have here, you know, one of my envelopes of sequins that I've used for shaker bits for the card. So I'm just gonna put a bunch down. I'm only gonna put a few on there. Where is my little bottle? Here it goes. I'm gonna use this one. And let's see, where do I want to go? I'm sorry. I'm going to put one. Do I want to do it right here on the center? Nah, I'm going right here. But I am going to put one on the center here, just because I want to be contrary. Where is my, I was looking when I stopped for a second, I was looking for my this tool. I'm just going to pick these up. I love this, my Maker Forte, this pokey tool. I got this, and that was from HSN from Craft Day. I love it. It has become instantly my favorite. It's pretty. I mean, it has a little blingage on the inside. It is just awesome. Like I said, I am totally obsessed with it. I love it to death. And you know what? Right there. Okay, there we go. And I was just chattering away, so I didn't even think. I just wanted to only put like 5, because you always do it in odd numbers, in my opinion. Let me put my little rubber nut thingamajigger. There we go. But there you go, guys. It's done. I am so happy. So here it is. I wanted to make that card, but I did not have the embossing folder and the exact Santa that she used, but I made it work with an embossing folder I did have, and a Santa I did have, and I put my own spin on it. And that's what you guys can do. So never, when you see something like, oh my gosh, I can't make it, oh, I'm gonna have to buy those things. No, I mean, you can. I mean, I'm the last person on earth that's going to discourage you from shopping, because, you know, I like to do that too. But I also don't want you guys to limit yourselves to thinking, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Look, go through your stash and find stuff. I lucked out. I really did go through my stash. And it wasn't until on a second go through that I caught up with him in one of my kits. You just have to look. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. and you take something from us. If you did, please guys, go ahead and give me a like, give me a thumbs up, drop me a note if you're of the notion, and if you want to see more, I'm always going to be coming back. I will come back with more videos, because again, it beats talking to myself here. So I will be back. So if you want to see them, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm on. And otherwise, go out there and craft. Let's get cranking, man. We need to get our Christmas cards done, all right? And always never forget, here in the crafting corner of madness, we're all a little mad here. So let's scrap the madness together, okay? I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.